Hi guys, it's Jordan Ibukwe, the host of The World is Your Bowl of Noodles, and I'm so glad that you guys popped on this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe, and also as well comment. And just thank you again for being here, and let's get into the episode. And today we have a very special guest. Please give it up for the Logan Wells. She's absolutely amazing and phenomenal. Go check her out. And before we get into it, please go support The World is Your Bowl of Noodles, and of course, Ms. Logan Wells. And just thank you so much for all you are doing in Columbia, South Carolina. And let's get into it. All right, Logan, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
My name's Logan. Thanks for that amazing introduction, Jordan. I'm so excited to be here today. This is actually the first time I've ever been interviewed like this before, so I'm really excited about this. I guess a little bit about me. I'm a junior here in Columbia, South Carolina. I've been really passionate about service, and so one of the things that I've been working towards is promoting youth volunteerism and really making sure to try and get the word out in elementary schools and middle schools, and also through my nonprofit Fresh Friends, trying to make it easier for high schoolers to volunteer here in Columbia, South Carolina, and hopefully be able to spread that across our state. I'm currently Miss Palmetto's Teen, so that's one of the ways that I try and I guess spread my message. I'm currently going for the title of Miss South Carolina's Teen to help expand my network with that. So yeah, outside of everything that I do with service, I also am very passionate about working out. I'm on my school's cross country and track teams as well as our varsity cheer team. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
honestly amazing. I'm as well as a junior, but it's just amazing how you're just what you're doing in Columbia, South Carolina, and also pushing for more youth and as well as like volunteerism and just inclusivity. And it's just honestly phenomenal. Just at your own age, and it's just amazing what the youth can do and just Gen Z. But I do want to go into the first question, and I want to know what does leadership mean to you, and how do you try to model that in your everyday life?
Thank you so much for that question. So I feel like leadership, that's definitely a bit of a heavy hitter because leadership is such a broad topic. But if I had to describe leadership for myself, I would say it's really getting out in your community and showing people, I guess, showing people your passion through service, but also lending a helping hand and inspiring them to do the same. I'd say that leaders are definitely people who put service first, as I just said. I feel like servant leadership is always something that I've been a big follower of, and that's part of the reason why I'm so passionate about talking about service and also getting, but more importantly, getting out in my community and serving. Because I feel like service gives you an opportunity to have an understanding of so many different perspectives that you might not be exposed to in a typical classroom setting. So I would say that leadership is definitely getting out and talking to those that you're trying to lead and inspiring them to lead others as well. I think it's really all in empowering others to feel like they can also lead. I think that's the best thing that a leader can do.
That is honestly amazing. And just like you said, leadership is helping others lead as well. You being the inspiration for a lot of people to go come up and lead is honestly an amazing job. And of course, is really just present in what you're doing with, of course, with your organization. I see it every single day. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the award you won from the state. That is honestly just phenomenal. And
Thank
I
you so
do
much.
want to go more into just like what inspired you to do pageants because I know you are going for the Miss South Carolina. And congratulations on being Miss Palmetto. But what
Thank you.
really did inspire you to do pageants, and what message do you hope young women can take from your journey?
So it's actually really funny. I did not decide to do my first pageant. So I did my first pageant last year. It was actually Miss South Carolina's Teen. So I definitely shot into the big leagues really quickly, and I realized that I was a little bit in over my head. I got second runner up there, my first pageant. I was really proud of myself with that. But I also kind of got into it. I never thought I was going to compete in a pageant until literally 3 months before Miss South Carolina's Teen last year. So it was crazy. But one thing that the Miss South Carolina organization and the Miss America organization has is a kind of like a mentorship program that's built into the contestants, I guess like months of competing of or building up to competition, and it's called the Palmetto State Stars program. When I was a princess, it was called the Prince and Princess program. But it's basically where you get to have little ones come on this journey with you. So I have two princesses and one prince. And I feel like that's something that's really important through the Miss America organization. It's mentorship and really helping to inspire the youth to get involved, whether that be get involved in whatever passions call their heart. For me, that's service, as we've talked about already today. So I wouldn't say that I got into pageants in a really, I guess, ordinary route. It just happened to be something that I'd been exposed to. And after seeing actually one of my mentors, Jada Samuel, she won Miss South Carolina 2023, and she was the fourth African American to ever win the title of Miss South Carolina. And given the rich history of this title, I think it was just amazing to see not just the way that she carried herself, but it was just amazing to see, especially another African American woman who looked like me, be able to win the title. And the title of Miss South Carolina Teen is a title that hasn't been held by an African American in over 20 years. So one thing that's really been pulling on my heartstrings and why I'm trying to go for this title is also because I really think representation is important. And I guess the message that I would have for anyone who is wanting to hear that emphasis to get into pageants or hear that last push, I would say that it just really gives you an incredible platform to talk about or to talk about and emphasize whatever you are passionate about. That's something that the title of Miss Columbia's Teen and Miss Palmetto's Teen has really given me the platform to emphasize youth volunteerism and really get in my community, because it's allowed me to go to elementary schools and talk to kids about the ways they can get involved with their community. So I would say that it's just an incredible opportunity for growth. And I mean, experiences like this, like talking to you today, would not be possible had it not been for some of the titles, because it gives you a sense of confidence and just capability that really allows you to just go far. So I would say that if you are on the fence about getting into pageants, I would say do it. This will be my second year ever competing, and it's just been an incredible experience. So yeah.
That's honestly just beautiful. Like, of course, holding up the title of Miss South Carolina Teen or just Miss Palmetto Teen and you're a Black woman is honestly phenomenal. And just representing, of course, a lot of Black young girls who might have not seen themselves getting, of course, a pageant title, but you winning just gave a lot of people more hope and, of course, inspiration to go for it. So, honestly, what you're doing is phenomenal. And please keep going. And just thank you so much. And of course, thank you for just warming my heart with this story because honestly, I thought you were doing podcasts for like years and you seemed like such an expert. So hearing you just say I started like 3 months ago or like a year, it was like, wow, oh my gosh. So truly, that is just a gift and a talent. And just thank you, Logan, for just all that you're doing. But that I know with pageants, they come with a lot of pressure and expectations. So how do
Yeah.
you handle all of that while staying true to who you are?
That's a really good question. Coming from someone who's definitely, I'm a perfectionist. So I would say that that's something that's been a little bit difficult for me because I'm always like, this has to be perfect.
Mhm.
But I think over my year with pageants, I say that like it's a long time. But over my year in this journey of, just finding myself, I think one thing that's has definitely helped me is just my faith. I would say that I'm very strong in my faith and my Christianity, and just knowing that if this is meant for me, then God will set it in my path, and if it's not, then it won't. Then He won't. And I think that whatever is meant for me will come to me because God will have set it in my path. And so that's something that's been really helpful for me when it comes to staying true to myself, because I know that I wouldn't have wanted to. I wouldn't want to win acting like anybody else, because then you have to keep that up, and it's just so much easier to be yourself. And I think that when you are yourself, you kind of radiate this just aura. Just authenticity is something that really radiates from people. And I say that it's so easy to just be authentic, and it's so hard to pretend to be someone that you're not. So I would say that that's something that's really just been helpful for me, as made easier through my faith, because I know that I wouldn't want to win this title any other way. And I don't think that I can win this title any other way. So yeah.
Honestly, glory be to God. Like, trust me, I rest my
Right.
in his just scripture and words. So I truly connect to what you mean by just staying true to your faith and just having a strong belief and hope that, God is going to make things happen. And you just got to keep being
Right.
yourself. And like you said, having an aura, it really just give a glow. Like when people see you, it's like, why are you always so happy? Why are you always so like cheery? Because I just have the spirit of God in me. So it's honestly beautiful what
Right.
God can do through us. And I do
Seriously.
want to know what advice would you give to teens like us who want to build confidence but sometimes doubt themselves?
Okay, so I feel like there are so many different aspects of your life that this can go towards. So I'll speak about it from a couple. So first, I would say from just confidence in yourself. there's confidence in your abilities. For example, like if you want to go into, I want to be a neurosurgeon. So
Mhm.
when you're going into your profession, if you want to have confidence in your abilities, I would say get those experiences, ask for those internships, reach out to people who yeah, because the worst people can say is no. I've heard that so many times. And after having it, I just actually finished an internship with a neurosurgeon here at Prisma. I would say just reach out because that reaching out is just something as a skill that you're going to really need when you get older, and it's going to help you build your confidence when you are a functioning adult because you have that skills and you have those skills in reaching out and just advocating for yourself as well. I would also say do things that make you uncomfortable because that or that are out of your comfort zone because I like again like I never thought I was going to compete in pageants because I remember watching and always holding my breath whenever I would see people answer on stage question because I'm just like that is so nerve-wracking. You're getting a question you've never heard before, but and not just with pageants but also just like for me that was part of what pageants was. It was pushing myself out of my comfort zone to really put myself in a space to grow. And whether that's pageants or that's trying something else like a new sport or doing anything really, I would say that just try those hard things because whenever you put yourself in a place where you have to grow or a place where you're uncomfortable, it makes you grow. So as hard and difficult as it might be, it seriously is going to help you in the long run. So that's what I would say. That's the advice that I would give.
Honestly, yes. Just going out of your comfort zone and doing something you thought you can never do is honestly the best way to grow confidence. Like, I mean, I kind of share the same story with you. I never thought I would start a podcast, but honestly, it's just been amazing talking to people around the world and hearing amazing stories and just how they've impacted people in their lives. So, honestly, anyone who's watching this, if you have a dream to do pageants, podcasts, or do anything, make sure to have just, of course, believe in yourself or faith and just keep going because that's all you got to do. And so honestly, it's just amazing how we can really build confidence. I was just doing something we've never done before. But I want to know who has been the biggest role model in your life and what leadership lessons have you learned from them?
Oh my goodness, that is so hard. Okay, I think I was expecting this question, but I still don't know what answer I'm gonna give. So I would definitely have to say for my role model, I mentioned her earlier, but Jada Samuel has genuinely done so many things, and from watching her, the way she's just handled herself so eloquently and gracefully, but also just really been able to articulate what she's passionate about and make changes, tangible differences in her community is something that has really inspired me to be as vocal as I am about youth volunteerism because I know that I can also do the same things and be a change agent in my community if I just really commit myself just like Jada did. And while that's kind of more on the service side of things, I'd also have to say my parents. That's really cliche, but my parents are honestly my biggest role models just because of the way that I see that they follow the path that they believe God is sending them on, and just the way they found so much strength in their faith also. But my mom is an incredible entrepreneur, and just seeing the way that she goes for things and she's really confident in her abilities, and that comes from so many years of school and working.
Yeah.
And she's always talking about how good she is in marketing, and it's just incredible to see the things that she's able to do and the way she's able to just leave people feeling happier than they were when they first met her. It's just something that I really want to be able to leave people with. So if that's through service, if that's through surgery, if that's through any other aspect of my life that God's going to send me on, I think that that's something that I really want to be able to say that I confidently leave, that I leave people with a feeling of happiness that they might not have had before. And my dad is just someone who's always he's just so down to earth and he's such a kind individual, like just like my mom. Like they're just honestly great people. And I feel like being able to grow up in a household with them as my role models and just people to constantly look up to is part of the reason why I've gone to achieve so many of the things that I've done today because they've pushed me, but then they've also always been my biggest supporters. So it's been incredible just to be in a household with them because my parents are awesome. So yeah, those are my role models, I'd have to say.
I love that. Honestly, my parents are the same way too. They're honestly very kind people and just wise. Like, of course, I was born in Nigeria, so they have their own like Nigerian wisdom and they tell me what
Right.
and what to do. But I just love that like our parents kind of reflect what we want to be. And it's just amazing how they train us and teach us and allow us to grow and figure out what we want to do and just give us that
Right.
creativity. So it's beautiful how you just look up to your mom and as well as the other people who have just been an amazing impact in your life and who have helped you with your pageant journeys and just everything that you're doing. And so just honestly, it's just phenomenal where you're going to. And just thank you so much again for being on my show. But
Of
I do want to
course.
take a quick break and tell the viewers out there, please go support Logan Wells and her organization. I will link it in the bio below so you can go check it out. And as well as please go support the Worshipful Noodles. We are both young and we are wanting to make change around our communities. So please go support us. And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you are in South Carolina, just put South Carolina in the chat. Like honestly, like we're like a family. So thank you so much for being here and let's get back into the episode. But I do want to know, how do you define true empowerment for young women today and especially for young girls?
I would have to say that it really goes back to wanting to see them succeed, because that's something that, as silly as that may sound, I feel like there are so many instances where it might be lip service and people are saying that we want to see this, but they're not actually helping people get to where they are. I just had an incredible experience where I was interning with a neurosurgeon, but I also got to intern with a pediatric neurosurgeon, Dr. McClung Smith, and just really the way that she has helped to be a trailblazer in the field of neurosurgery because there are so few female neurosurgeons, especially here in South Carolina. And the way that she was really open to answer my questions and help me and just give me advice on how to get to where she is because I've expressed interest in wanting to be a neurosurgeon, wanting to be like her. And so I think just really it's kind of goes back to the whole principle of you got into that room and so helping to hold the door open for other women to walk through that same door that you were able to walk through. I'd say that that's really what I see empowerment as. So yeah.
Exactly. And just what you're doing right now is opening the many doors for young women to go through, especially many young African American girls too. And I just know that a lot of people look up to you. And so it's honestly just amazing what you're doing and just of
Thank
applying for those
you.
internships and looking to people who are just doing a great job. Because I do know a few people who are going into neurosurgery, but still we need more women in a lot of fields, especially
Yes.
in medicine and just everywhere. So, and also this is Women's Month. So happy Women's
Yes,
Month
and
again,
it's
everyone.
International Women's Day.
Hey!
So
So, for women, please give it up to you. You are absolutely amazing and just wonderful. Thank you so much, Logan, for just what you're doing as well. But I do want to go into the second to last question. And I want to know, how can teenagers make a positive impact in their schools or communities right now, wherever they are?
I would say take some time to explore your interests. I think that that's something that I was really thankful to have been able to do at a young age. Just really to explore what really stuck with me and what I was passionate about was something that helped guide me to where I am now of emphasizing youth volunteerism because I was able to find that that's something that really stuck with me throughout my life. So, if you want to make a difference in your community, I'd say find a passion and stick with that passion. And if you're thinking of an issue, so for me, when I first got to high school, I had a little bit of a hard time finding, I guess, like my tribe of friends. And I'm sure that that's something that other people have dealt with too, because the transition from middle to high school is not easy.
Easy.
But something that I was able to lean back on was community service and the connections that I made while serving my community because I had time to explore my passions, as I was talking about earlier. So I would say if you can find a way to bridge an issue that you see in your school or community and a passion of yours, and you can like merge those together, that would be a great way to have an impact in your community or your school. So, yeah, I'd also say get involved with those clubs, anything that interests you. So, yeah, it's
Exactly.
really
And that's honestly amazing because even if you like love something and there's not a club at your school, make a club. I truly believe that
right.
we can do a lot of things. School just gives us a lot of freedom, especially high school, to do whatever we want. And if you're someone who's struggling just with the transition of high school, trust me, it's
Right.
a universal experience.
Oh, yeah.
So we've all experienced something like that, but it gets better over time. And being a junior year, almost a senior, is just
Oof, don't
amazing.
say that.
Yeah,
Don't say that.
it's
Don't say
scary, but it's
that.
it's like amazing how it's just like wow, I've kind of grown so much past the years, and so looking back at it, I truly believe that high school has transformed a lot of us, and it has really built this kind of foundation of just like confidence and leadership and just amazement
Right.
all around.
It really helps you, I feel like, to grow into and not this isn't true for everybody, but I feel like kind of to your point, I think high school really helps you to grow into the person that you want to become because it gives you the chance to grow in so many different, I guess, with so many different stimuli around you. There's just so many things going on in high school, and you really get to see what type of person like you want to be. So, yeah.
Exactly. And don't let anyone change you. High school has a lot of influence,
Yes.
but be who you
Yes.
are. Be who.
Yes, we were talking about authenticity earlier. I could not like state how like restate how important that is. Just be authentically you. Be
Exactly.
imperfectly you. Imperfectly perfect.
But I do want to go into the last question, and I want to know what legacy or impact do you hope to leave through your role and your platform?
Through my platform with the pageant and emphasizing youth volunteerism and also with my aspirations of being a neurosurgeon, I just hope to leave an impact as someone who made it her mission to be the change that she wanted to see. I feel like one of the things that I've always thought of with Fresh Friends is that, again, like with that, I saw an issue and I wanted to find a solution instead of just having, because I knew that other people were dealing with the same problems as me. And the same thing with neurosurgery. Like after that internship and seeing how many issues that there are to fix with the brain and so many things to explore with our control system, just sitting up here, this incredible organ. I just I'm so excited to be able to explore how that looks for me in my future, how that change and how I can create a positive change and be the change that I want to see as I get older. But I guess the legacy that I would really want to leave behind is that I started also is that I understood the importance of leading through service. So we were talking about this earlier, but again, it all ties into the same thing of seeing a problem and being the change that you want to see. So I've said that so many times, but I seriously can't restate how important that is, and I want to be someone who is known as a change agent in her community. So. But if it can boil down to something, I really just want to be someone who saw an issue, made it her mission to fix it.
That's important as well. Just taking a problem and not just leaving it aside, but taking the initiative and doing it.
Right.
Because I feel like a lot of people expect some opportunities to be handed to them, but really, you have to make the opportunity. You have to make the change. And
Right.
so you have to be the leader in the end of the day if you want something to be solved. And honestly, Logan, you are absolutely amazing. And your words are just very wise. And you honestly know what you're doing. And I applaud. And I
Oh,
cannot wait
thank
to see you on more platforms and of course medical platforms speaking for the brain.
you.
Also many young people as well. But I do want to go into the last question and it's kind of a funny question, but I do want to know what is your favorite bowl of noodles?
Oh, okay. So my favorite bowl of noodles would have to be jumbo shrimp pho. I actually just had pho, so this is perfect. But I absolutely love pho Viet. Or Vietnamese noodles. They are just so good, and like the rice noodles so clean. But so yeah, I'd have to say that jumbo shrimp pho is my favorite bowl of noodles.
Honestly, I'm right with you on that. Pho is amazing, and I also love like udon. I don't know, I just like how like it's just so good, and like people make it really good. But I'm really not like I don't know. I have so many like favorite but like noodle brands. Also, if I had to like be a little bit cheap, I do love the Shin ramen noodles. Those are like my favorite noodles. Honestly, if I'm just like quick and out and go, that is like one of my
Right.
so honestly, I don't know. I just love noodles and honestly, I love sharing it, connecting it with my like advocacy and empowerment.
Yes.
It's just been such a ball doing this podcast and just meeting amazing people
Yes.
like you. So thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much,
you. It was so
Logan.
nice meeting you. I'm really excited to compete for South Carolina's teen. I think it's gonna be really fun. And I love the way that I just you talking about how many types of noodles there are, the way that you've connected so many youth through this podcast. It's just amazing. And I'm so blessed to have been able to be on it today